But Jenny Bibinet, the local driver, hoping for a strong run as out onto the circuit goes Austin Gale. So, it'll be an interesting one to see what happens there for Austin Gale, who goes out onto the circuit on the Cosmic chassis. So let's see what happens for Austin Gale. So the driver's getting himself up to speed and running on. Interestingly, in the entry list, it says that Austin Gale is in the CRG Thailand squad, but that is definitely a Cosmic, not a CRG. So there might be some interesting explanations to come in that one. Maybe Austin has decided, you know what, I'm fancying the Cosmic this weekend, I'll just hop onto that, thanks very much. So Austin Gale just warming himself up. Very talented competitor, races not just here in IAME Asia, but also on the European circuit as well. And looking for some international competition to continue his motorsport journey. But this is very much the bread and butter, the domestic scene, the regional scene for Austin Gale, and this is his chance to showcase a very strong start to the season and put himself into a strong performance level at the very start of the campaign as we watch two of the 5-hole drivers working their way further forward. That is Miguel Quiñones and Oscar Cura. Like so, we've also got Michael Cole out there on the course for Fireball as well. As everybody is now just punching their way through the course. Emma Harris-Jeffrey just banking in a solid opening gambit. But I think Austin Gale has made it very clear he doesn't want to leave anything to chance. There is Jenny Bibinet. Definitely a talent worth keeping an eye on. The young lady from Thailand, hoping for a very solid first part of the day. And just hoping to continue this trend. There she is, just working her magic in the early part of qualifying. Just building up for the lap. And there is the 215 we just saw going through the picture. That is Miguel Quiñones, who is just in front of Jenny Bibinet on the road. Now Austin Gale bangs in the first banker, 55.78. In front of Michael Coe on a 56.8 and Oscar Lee Cura on a 57.0. So we're in the 57s and 59s early doors. Jenny Bibinet again just not quite at her fastest yet, a 59 for her, but there's a lot more speed to come based on what we saw in practice. So the times should start to tumble. Emma Harris-Jeffrey 4/10 of a second away from Austin Gale, but don't forget Emma Harris-Jeffrey returning to karting and returning to Thailand for the first time in 5 years. But good to see him as he continues to do great works. He's obviously in the FIA karting paddock in Gearbox this year, but he will also be racing in GTs in the Thailand Super Series. So good to see him back in karting again as the drivers continue to work their way forward. Now Kimi Chan has opened the gambit with a 55.6 and it's beaten immediately by Austin Gale, a 55.07. Now we're getting the fast lap times in. Just a couple of bankers and now we're going to see some fast times. Feroz Fezriel now into third position, ahead of his Malaysian teammate Nick Irwan. So the drivers definitely starting to work their way further forwards now. But Austin Gale leads Kimi Chan. Across the line goes the 245 of Emma Harris-Jeffrey, and the gap is not that much, 0.3 of a second. Up to second place. Up to second now comes Nick Irwan. Up to the lead comes Kimi Chan. So Kimi Chan now goes top in front of Austin Gale and Feroz Fezriel. So Kimi Chan in the 261 for DRM has now gone pole position for the time being. But there's still an opportunity for Austin Gale. Then Feroz Fezriel and Nick Irwan. Emma Harris-Jeffrey going well as well. So the battles are raging. It's going to be fascinating to see how it continues. But we'll see some really solid performances, some great performance. The drivers still motoring on. So let's see how things continue. And we'll still have a very solid race battle for all of our drivers when the racing actually gets underway. But can Austin Gale topple the times? Well, Svahan Uras has moved forward, so Svahan Uras now up into third. Up to second comes Clifford Kunjanapas. So Clifford Kunjanapas now into second place in front of Austin Gale. Then Feroz Fezriel, Nick Irwan, Svahan Uras and Emma Harris-Jeffrey. Ahead of Miguel Quiñones, Oscar Cura, Michael Coe and Jenny Bibinet. 1.3 seconds between all of them. Still some time to find though. I don't think we're done yet with this session as flying through comes the 210 of Nick Irwan. Nick Irwan still working very hard, back into karting again, having raced in several different disciplines of cars. Back in the day in Formula BMW, in Formula Renault, even A1 GP. And now stepping up again. Kimi Chan, Austin Gale, and Clifford Kanjanapas. That's the top three at the moment. Emma Harris Jeffrey down in 7th. 0.6 of a second away from the pole time set by Kimi Chan. As the circuit starts to heat up again now, the sun breaking through the clouds. And up to 4th comes Nick Irawan. Kimi Chan gets a 54.692 out of the doors there. There is the DRM card. Doing a very good job at the moment, Kimi Chan. Still looking good for the pole position for the time being from Austin Gale, Clifford Kanjanapas, Nick Irawan, Feroz Fezriel, Emma Harris Jeffrey now up to P6 in front of Srat Anoras and Oscar Cura. Then Miguel Quinones, Jenny Bibinet and Michael Coe. The gap is 1.1 seconds between the entire field. And that shows you how tough it is to be competitive. That's now to now, basically. So you've got to be so focused in the senior X30 category. No mistakes are left unpunished. As up to 10th comes Miguel Quinones, and then up to 9th goes Jenny Bibinet. 55.622. I told you she could go a lot quicker than she was. And she's now right up there knocking on the door with some big pace. But Kimi Chan still leads in front of Austin Gale, Clifford Kanjanapas and Nick Irawan from Feroz Fezriel and Emma Harris Jeffrey. Less than 2 minutes left of the session, and a lot can still change here. So Kimi Chan is hoping to go for the top spot, keeping it at the moment 24 thousandths of a second faster than Austin Gale's best time. Gale goes across the line, cannot improve. I wonder if the tyres have got to their peak now that the circuit has started to heat up again. I'm certainly seeing drivers come through, but I'm not seeing any major changes in position. So we could have had all we've got from this particular session in terms of pure pace. The tyres slowly starting to drift away again. And there's now, get this, 0.973 from first to the back. So it's less than a second covering the entire field, and that's a really great statistic. So Kimi Chan for the R Racing team still looking like they're going to get the job done. So Kimi Chan holding on to provisional pole position ahead of Austin Gale, then Clifford Kanjanapas and Nick Irawan, then Feroz Fezriel from Emma Harris Jeffrey, Srat Anoras, Oscar Cura, Jenny Bibinet, Miguel Quinones and Michael Coe. And I don't really see anybody making any major headway in this one. In fact, several drivers have now bailed on their qualifying runs. They know they're not going to go any faster. There is a bail. It's Clifford Kanjanapas. He comes into the pits. I think everybody's pretty much coming in. They know that they're not going to get any more from their tyres. And so, by my money, that is Kimi Chan in pole position. He's not going to be beaten now, and he knows it. He's already come into the pits, as has Austin Gale, I do believe. So that's done and dusted. Kimi Chan, pole position from Austin Gale in second, then Clifford Kanjanapas ahead of Nick Irawan, Feroz Fezriel, Emma Harris Jeffrey P6 from Srat Anoras, Oscar Cura, Jenny Bibinet, Miguel Quinones and Michael Coe. 0.973 between the entire field. That shows you how exciting it's going to be in Senior X30 in the Infinity IAME Series Asia this weekend. Two karts from Fireball out of the final turn together, and they will cross the line in unison, namely the karts of Michael Coe and Oscar Cura. Everybody else has already bailed on their qualifying run, so that is all she wrote from time qualifying, and it's pole position for Kimi Chan ahead of Austin Gale, then Clifford Kanjanapas, Nick Irawan, Feroz Fezriel, Emma Harris Jeffrey, Srat Anoras, Oscar Cura, Jenny Bibinet, Miguel Quinones and Michael Coe. There are our 4 qualifying sessions done and dusted. The next business on the programme is racing, and it's going to be very exciting from the outset. So we're going to have a very strong start to proceedings. The first race tailor-made to kick off at 12:30 local time. That is in half an hour's time, folks. So we're going to have a pause in proceedings, but the racing is just around the bend, and it's going to be very exciting with junior, cadet, master and senior set to give us some exciting racing here in Bira.